Thunderclapping everything in your path might be some of the most fun I've had in Destiny outside of posting up at the docks and fishing my heart out. Point Contact Cannon Brace got an insane buff with Season of the Deep, and now your Thunderclaps will not only jolt targets, but its PvE damage also got increased from 50 to 200, and being amplified increases the Lightning Strike damage by 50%. This buff takes this exotic from pretty mid to a thunderclapping beast. If you enjoy the build, then dropping a like and subscription to the channel would be greatly appreciated. Plus, it's super easy to do, and it's free. Now let's hop into it. Kicking things off with the subclass as always, we have the Thunder Crash Super, and then the Towering Barricade, Thunderclaps, and Pulse Grenades. The aspects will be Knockout, so we can increase our melee damage and range while getting amplified, and starting health regeneration from melee attacks. Touch of Thunder to make our Pulse Grenades better, creating ionic traces periodically as it damages targets inside of it. Our fragments are going to be Spark of Shock to make our grenades jolt targets, then Spark of Ions to create an ionic trace from defeating jolted targets, Spark of Feedback to increase our melee damage when we get hit by a melee, and then finally Spark of Resistance to be more resistant to incoming damage when we are surrounded by combatants. The build of our subclass is going to be building into creating ionic traces to get our abilities back faster, plus increasing our melee damage and regenerating health while being more resistant to incoming damage. With Season of the Deep, we not only have some absolutely insane artifact perks to pair alongside the build, there are some stat recommendations to improve our ability uptime as well. For stats, try focusing into High Resilience for Barricade cooldown and damage resistance, then Strength for Thunderclap regeneration, and Discipline for grenade regeneration. In the artifact, grab Authorized mods Arc and Melee for cheaper armor mods. You could even grab Technicolor Siphon if you plan on using a Strand Kinetic slot weapon, then Thunderous Retort to get more damage from casting our super while weak, Electric Armor to stay amplified longer, Amped Up to have more damage resistance while amplified, and then Lightning Strikes twice to increase our grenade regeneration for a short time after we throw one. We also have some weapons and armor mods to take this build to the next level too. Some exotic weapons that you could utilize would be Cold Heart to generate ionic traces more, the new Centrifuge auto rifle for blinding explosions, or my personal favorite is Monte Carlo, so you can have almost 100% uptime on your Thunderclaps. Some solid legendaries would be Volt Shot if you aren't using an exotic energy weapon, or you could go with Forbearance if you wanted to, Riptide Fusion Rifle with Chill Clip if you choose not to go with Monte Carlo, and then in the heavy slot, Hothead Wendigo or some sort of Arc LMG would be a solid heavy, depending on the situation you have. On the helmet, we've got Hands On, Dynamo, and Dual Current Siphon, so we can create orbs from Arc or Strand Weapon Final Blows, and get super energy from melee kills, as well as super energy from using our barricade near enemies. On the gauntlets, we have Impact Induction, Melee Kickstart, and Heavy Handed, so we can get our melee back faster from grenade damage and using our melee on top of creating orbs from melee final blows. Our chest will have a Charged Up and 2 resistance mods to have a 4th armor charge and resist more damage. The legs will have Better Already, the new Elemental Charge mod, and Invigoration, so we can get armor charges from ionic traces and start health regen and get melee energy back from picking up an orb. Finally, the class item will have Outreach, Reaper, and Powerful Attraction, so we can get melee energy back and pick up orbs in the surrounding area when we use our barricade, plus we get to spawn an orb after using our barricade and then getting a weapon final blow. Thunderclapping absolutely everything in your path is 100% one of the most fun things to do in the game right now. This is the most Titan build you can possibly think of. Just punch, 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 and basically have 100% uptime on your abilities. If you try this out for yourself, let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to get some more content from me, be sure to check out my Twitch and TikTok, which will be linked in the description below. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.